BETT, bass fishing at its best. Is proudly brought to you by Jacini Tiger Lodge, the Kariba of South Africa. By mid-morning, the field expressed mixed emotions. While some teams boasted 5-fish limits, others have yet to boat their first. No one has yet experienced the hopeful pull from a monstrous Hoodetro bass. As the wind picks up, we join Mzi and Skulk of Team SLG Legend as they fish a point in the main lake.
1 minute of just tying the right bait to the right rod, right line is all you need. Now I'm going to tell stories of my big fish instead of having them in the live well.
And we getting the bites, but it's very slow, very slow. Dead sticking, the slower, the better. I actually cast into this little bay. I was doing something else when I felt the kinks, and after that we just slowed down and got the bites. Got a couple of nice fish, but we need to cull out about 2 of those fish to get, we want that magic 2 kilo average today. Just got to have patience and slow down.
We got 1 event left. And we got basically this average now. We need to double the size of this and cull these guys out. We need this one's girlfriend. That's the one we're looking for. Cull that first fish we caught.
With 5 big fish on board, we join Preston and Julio of Team Goya Yamaha, who fish rocky drop-offs in search of kicker fish to complement their bag.
We've got a very nice limit, but to try and seal the deal you need a decent kicker. That'll get us over that sort of 12.5, 13 kg mark, and then we have a good chance of being right up at the top there. So the plan is to try and catch big fish. It's quite hard to try and cull a 2.5 kilo fish, which is what we've got at the moment.
There's a lot of pressure. Obviously, I think the fish are feeling it. It's hot. It's the time of the day when they're sluggish. So yeah, I just thought of trying out light line, 8-pound, fish a bit deeper, a bit slower. See if that produces. I think they've seen a lot of baits, obviously in the last couple of weeks, and then yeah, try for something lighter and see if we can pick up a bite when it's, you know, we're not clubbing them. It's not like we're catching a lot of fish. So just maybe try and use a lighter bait, a little bit more finesse, and then see if we can bring 1 or 2 more fish. It's still a big worm, so it's not, and that's quite a nice thing. So you can still catch good fish, but it's just lighter line, lighter hook, lighter everything. Eh?
The McChrystal Insurance Brokers Tournament conditions. Weather conditions: partly cloudy to sunny. Air temperature 10 to 27 degrees Celsius. Water temperature 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. Water conditions: green tinge with brown water in the rivers. Average depth of catches 2 to 6 feet. With promising weather conditions, teams know good fish are out there. Trying to coax them onto their lines are Grant and Garth of Team Goya, who have experienced a little hook trouble.
Today's been a little bit bittersweet for us. Started out better when I was getting my rods out of the rod hatch and I was stuck at crankbait. Extra wide gap, super chemically sharp and fantastic hook straight in my hand. So we had to knuckle down with a pair of pliers and rip it out. So that's how we started. And from an incident like that, you normally go one way and that's down, but we held our heads up and we went to our first spot and paneled a 3.6 kilo within a couple of minutes of getting there. Plus filled out our limit with some smaller fish. And then we jumped around. We struggled for many hours after that just to get rid of those little guys. And eventually we pulled up on a bank and we were able to get rid of quite a few of the little ones. So we've got a solid limit, including the big guy, probably sitting at about 7.5 or 8 kilos, which is a bit disappointing at this stage, considering we had such a big fish to foundate the bag. We've got a couple of hours left, and if we can get 1 or 2 kg, 2 kg fish, I think it'll really change our day for us. We caught, as we pulled up on our first spot, we started catching immediately, which was pretty much anticipated being time of day. We had a nice misty, cool morning, no wind. As you can see, the that flaming ball in the sky has kind of taken over, which hasn't really shut the fish down. It's just the fact that there's so many boats running and gunning to all the hot spots. You just got to kind of wait in the queue and get in there and hope you're doing something different. We've been pretty fortunate. We've come up with, I wouldn't say a unique deal, but we've had a slightly out of the ordinary bait that's been working for us, which is that Casso shaky head rig with the net bait big thump on the back, which kind of looks a little bit obtuse and a little bit uninviting, but the fish haven't had a problem gobbling it up. And we know not too many guys are throwing something that looks like that. So even if we go through areas that have been fished 2 or 3 times, we're still confident that we can catch fish behind the guys because we're throwing something slightly abstract. And it's paid off so far in a reasonable way.
I think what we're going to do is we're just going to give this a couple more minutes. We're going to run back to where we started this morning and have had most of our bites through the day. Those fish have been reloading, they're reloading, so maybe we'll get lucky and get another big fish or cull out 1 or 2 of the lighter weight chuffs we've got in the live well, eh? So I think that's the plan until home time, eh?
Arriving fresh from fishing nationals at Zanin is husband and wife, Lionel and Cindy Crow of Team Honda Marine Crow Tackle.
Got here this morning expecting to catch little fish. Our first fish I think was about 2 kilos, 1.5, 2 kilos, and quite a shocker. And then we got one that we thought, the next cast, another big fish. We thought because of Zanin, you know, all these little dinks and that we get here, wow, this is a monster. Took it to the waist and it's only 2.75, but we'll get some. This shows you how it throws you out, moving from one dam to the other, judging the size of the fish. But the same pattern we fished at Zanin we're using here this morning, and we've had an absolute ball today. We've caught probably close on 40 fish or so. I think we caught maybe 3 undersized fish, the rest have all been in the kilo mark, and all on wacky Senko, well we call them dingers, wacky dingers. Just a yum dinger, watermelon gold, the other one is watermelon candy, and just pitch them up against the edge and just wait for that line to go. I think the trick today has also been, and the same as it has been in the last couple of days for us up at Zanin, is the light line. We're fishing the Akuma fluorocarbon 8 pound. Cindy's gone right down to 6 pound, well she's fishing braid with a 6 pound leader with the 8 pound fluorocarbon. This you turn the whole boat around, it's incredibly strong stuff. And yeah, as I say, just on a 4.0 wide gap hook wacky. Stay out of those weeds. Ready, Cindy's coming up. Okay, I'm coming up, not coming up, not coming up, not coming up on the other side. Coming up, coming up. We get him one time, eh? Yeah. Can live with that one?
Oh, I think so.
Should reel the cull with that. Let me try and see what happened there was I was throwing the bigger baits, didn't get a touch, put that other little bait on straight away, bang. Fish on, little 4-inch watermelon candy dinger. Seems to be my new favorite bait.
BETT is brought to you by McChrystal Insurance Brokers, an authorized financial service provider.